Okay, welcome to Data Voice Discoveries. Today we are going to continue from where we have left in our previous video. Okay, in our previous video we have already seen how to define a class, how to make an object, right? How to pass parameters into that object. All these things we have already learned. So today we are going to see about a variable and method. So in variable there are two types of variable in our history. Okay, so first one is an instance variable and the second one is class variable or which is also known as static variable. Okay, we'll see these things in more detail in our video. So and there are also different types of methods. Okay, so what is method? I want to just revise this thing. So method is nothing but a function, but these functions are associated with the class. Okay, so similar to function which is used to perform a specific task. Okay, so this is the definition of a method, and if we want to discuss about the method types, and there is normally three methods. Okay, three types of methods. So first one is instance method, and we will see what does this instance method mean in our video. Okay, so what is class method and what is a static method? Okay, so let me start by giving just a simple example that we have previously also done. Okay, let me revise you how to define a class and how to make an object of that class. Okay, so class is nothing but a blueprint, right? So let me make an student class. So let me make the constructor making age and name and age. I'll accept name and age while creating the object. So if I give self dot name is equal to name, and the second one is self dot age is equal to, let me provide a space, equal to age. So this is my function that's used to initialize and this name and age, right? So now the next thing we have to see is that these are also known as attributes, and this name and age we have previously seen in this previously seen also in our previous video. Okay, so Dave, if I provide self in our method, we always pass this known as self. You can pass any other things than self also, but our convention, according to our convention, we will always write self only. Okay, so let me print in print, let me write my name is, and I want that name. So in order to access that name, you need to provide the current object that is represented by this self, and we will give name. Okay, self dot name. So in order to make the instance of this object, we will write this class name and pass the variable, right? It is asking me to pass name and age. Let's say name is Mohan and age is 56. So if I pass this object, and if I do e dot show, then it should show me the name, show me my name is Mohan. Okay, so let me run the program. In order to run the program, we need to write method and not Python, and we need to write a variable and method dot py. Okay, so if you write this, okay, I think I need to run it from here only. So if I run that program, it is giving me my name is Mohan. Okay, so this is what we have expected from our code. Now let me make an other object also. Okay, let me make an object named B. So let me provide the name of the student as David, and his age is, let's say, 78. And if I do b dot show, then it will also give me my name is David while calling that show function from this object. Okay, b dot so we will get my name is David. Okay, so what I want to show you here is that the these objects are created in the memory, which is also known as heap memory location. Okay, and in this memory location, these two objects are created, and with each of these object there is a name and age. Okay, they this both object have this name and is attribute associated to it. Okay, so in order to show you that, let me print id of a. This will give you the location where this object is being made. So if I pass id of a, then this will give me the id location at which this object is created. So this is created at 2632.06.36. so why it is same? Because I have given the same thing. Okay, if I run this program, then did I print idb? Yes, I printed idb. So you can look at this, the location is different. Okay, so the location at which these objects are made is different. And if I also give, let me see, if I make the object c and provide the same thing, right? If I provide the same thing Mohan, and again I provide the 56, so it will create a new object, but that location will not be same. Okay, so location of this c will be very much different than this a. Okay, so if I print this one, so this location and this location is completely different. So if I provide the same argument to this constructor also, then also the id will be different. So here you need to only know that the objects are created in the heap memory, and all the objects have its own separate memory, and all those attributes relating to that objects will be saved separately to the other objects containing the same thing. Okay, so a will have its own name is and so, and b will have its own name is and so. Okay, so this much is for heap memory. Okay, let me move on to the next one. I hope you are quite confident up to now. So let me move on to our lecture. So now we are going to discuss about what is known as instance variable. Okay, so instance variable uh, is nothing but so instance variable is nothing but it is a copy of file created for every object. Okay, so whose separated copy of the file is created for every object. So this is nothing but what I have just explained you, right? So for every instance or every objects, there will be its own attribute name and its method, right? So these all will be contained in a single file or a single object. For single object, this will be associated with each other. Okay, so for one object, so in order to see about instance variable is defined and initialized by using constructor with parameter. Okay, so let me copy this and show you an example of it. So let me copy this whole code. So let me copy this code over here and let me paste it down here. So in here, the what is instance variable? Okay, this is our main focus, and anything that is used to initialize using constructor with parameter, right? These are the parameters, so it is used to initialize. So what I just want to tell you is that anything that is written as self or dot, those variables are always known as instance variable. Okay, so these variables are known as instance variable. So if there is self in your method, then these methods are called as instance method. Okay, so if you pass the self in that method, so it is known as instance method, and instance method is used to access the instance variable. Okay, so in order to access these variables, we need a instance method, and these instance methods are used to access these variables. Okay, so this is our instance method, and in order to call this method, what we need to do is let me make an let me say r1 is first object, so let me provide you student, and let me write as David, and let me tell it as 46. In order to call that instance method, what we need to do is first of all write the object name dot, right, object name dot, not instance method, but to access that attributes or instance variable, what we need to do is r1 dot name. Okay, so if I want to print object name dot name, it will give you the uh, name as David. Okay, so it will give you as David. Okay, so if I want to change this name from David to, let's say, Mohan, uh, so this will change the name. Okay, so how to access the instance variable outside the class? You need to give the object name, right? You need to give the object name dot variable name, then you can change the instance variable. So to change the instance variable, we do like this, right? Object name plus variable name. So if I now do print r1 dot name, so this is not David, this is r1 dot name is equal to Mohan. So what I have changed that uh, the value of name associated with the object r1, it will be Mohan. Okay, so it should show me the name Mohan. Okay, up to now I think that's clear. So anything that is written as self dot name, that is instance variable, if we pass the self as an argument, then this method is known as instance method. This is instance method are used to access the instance variable, and in order to access the instance variable outside the class, you need to give the object name dot and your attribute name, that is a name is or something like that. Okay, so this much is our instance variable. So let me move on to the, we have discussed about this instance method and instance variable. Now we will move on to the class method. Okay, so let me move to the class method. So in order to do this, let me class method and class variable. Okay, class method, class variable, and class method, right? Class variable and static variable are the same thing, and in method, class method and static method are different. Okay, so let me move on to this class method and class variable. So let me comment all those code. Okay, so let me comment this all these codes over here. So let me comment these codes also. So let me comment it out here. What I need to do is let me make the same class student, and let me provide the school as United Public. Okay, so this is my school name. So in order to make the variable access by all the objects that are being created by that class, we will use what is known as class variable. Okay, so this is a class, this is also known as a class variable. And if I will use this constructor to initialize my name and age variable. So self and dot name is equal to name, and self and dot age is equal to age. So up to now this is okay. All right, so let me write just a show function which will take this self. This will be my instance method, right? This is my instance method, and if I do print my name is self and dot name, and my age is self dot age. Okay, so I will use the f string over here, and by closing parenthesis over here. So this is my instance method. Okay, so this is my instance method, since I have passed this self, and it can access all these instance variable inside this method. Okay, instance not variable, this is a method, so instance method. So up to now it is simple. Okay, so I will write r1 as student and pass in the name as, let's say, Mohan, and I will pass the age as 45. And if I want to call that instance method, what I need to do is I need to write the name of the object first, and then I need to call that method. Okay, r1 dot so it will print my my name and my age. Okay, so my name is Mohan and my age is 45. Okay, this is simple, and this is what we have seen in the above example also. Okay, so what I need to do now is to introduce you to the class method. Okay, so in order to use the class method, you need to provide decorator and write it as class method, and here we will create a detailed class method. In the class method, the first argument will always be cls, and the second one will be, let's say, just m. Okay, so in so this will be m. Okay, so if I print my school name is, if I print my school name is, since the school is here class variable, and inside the class method I can access the class variable. Okay, so in order to access the class variable, what I need to do is I should write class dot, and I need to provide a school. Okay, so if I provide this school, in order to access the class variable, what you need to do is cls dot variable name. Okay, so if we do this, we can access this class variable. So now I will make the object out of this. So r1 dot so if I want to print the class variable value, so what we have done up to now is we have printed the instance variable value, right? So in instance variable, what you need to do is write the name of the object first, and then dot, and then the name of the attribute. Okay, what we have done up to now is that. So in order to access the class variable, what we need to do is provide the name of the class first, and then dot, and the name of that variable is school. Okay, so if we do this, we will get the name of the school as United Public. Okay, so this is what we have been given. So my school name is United Public. So now if I want to change the value of the of that class variable, so if I want to change the value of that class variable, and it will be seen in all objects. Okay, let me create two objects first and show you the effect of it. Okay, so let me create two objects out of it first. Let me create r2 is created from that let's say David, and this age will be 56, and if I print student dot school, then still it will give me United Public. Okay, upper one will also be United Public, but over here I want to change the this class variable, so I will use this m in order to change this class variable. Okay, in order to change the class variable, what you need to do is cls dot name of that variable, so that's school is equal to m. Okay, so let me show you how it's changed. So let me call that detail method by using r1 detail. So my now school name is, if I say bright future, so if I say my school name is bright future, so it will be passed to this m, and this class variable will be changed to my, yeah, to my bright future. Okay, at first this will be, up to now here is United School, United Public, and after this, and this must show me the bright future. Okay, so this object is changing the overall class variable. Okay, let me call that. So my school name is bright future at first, so it is printing me, what it is printing is print that is printing me first United School, right? And then in second we have passed this bright future, so it is showing this my class name is class CLS test school is nothing but what we have passed, that is bright future. And in R2, so since this class variable is already changed to the bright future, so it will be reflected in every object that we have created. Okay, so it will be seen in all the classes, all the object that will share this class variable. Okay, so this is the case over here. And you can write anything other than this class also. Okay, so you can give your own name, but we will stick to our convention and we will always write this, will pass CLS as argument only. Okay, so class variable that name. Now, so this is our our way of accessing the class variable, but I will show you the another also. Okay, so let me access the class variable inside the instance method, but this is generally not a good practice. Okay, so my school name is and just write my school name is. So if I provide self dot a name of the school, so it will be associated with that school. So if I call this so, if I call this r1 dot so, then it will still access me that class variable inside the instance variable. Okay, so I am not given this as f string, so let me give this as f string. So if I run this program again, so what will be the case? In our, we have called this so r1 dot so will show me my name is self dot name, that is Mohan, and my age is 45, and then it will print my school name is so self dot school. Okay, so up to here the school name is United Public. Okay, so that's United Public over here, and rest is same. Okay, so print student dot school is United Public and United Public, and I have changed that class variable to bright future, and then again printing the same thing. Okay, so since we can do this also. Okay, so we have this privilege of using like this also, but yeah, in our daily practice will not call the, will not access the class variable inside the school variable. Okay, if I write this like this, then this will be associated with the control z control z control z. So if I do this like this, then this self dot school will be associated with this at the object level. Okay, so this will be associated with the object level but not at the class level. Okay, after all this thing, let me remove this thing since this is not a good practice of doing this. So let me move on to now the last type of method, that is static method. Right, static method is generally not used, but for the for ex it is not so much widely used. Okay, so class, we will make again the same class student, and we will give so let's say I didn't pass so a comma b, then if I print a plus b, and I will make the objects out of this student class. So let me say b is an object, so student, and I'll give two parentheses over here. If I call that show function, so it will show me the error. Okay, so let me run that program. So type student dot show missing one argument, required positional argument. Okay, so what it is expecting me to write over here is, okay, so I need to pass it as 2 comma 3, and if I write it, so it takes two positional argument. Okay, positional argument, but three were given. Okay, so since it is taking only a and b, but from here, from b dot show 2 comma 3, there are three argument that is being passed over here. Okay, so first one is when you do b dot, it will automatically pass the self, okay, self as an argument, and the other two arguments are these 2 and 3. Okay, so here we need to, if we don't write self, this will generate an error. But in order to overcome this, we have the next thing, which is known as a static method. And in order to make this method as a static method, we need to write it in decorator. So if I write it as static method, this method will be static. Now this problem will be gone. Okay, so this 2 will be passed in this a, and b, this 3 will be passed in b, and this the result of this addition will be shown in my console. Okay, 2 plus 3 is 5. Since and this is not the way to do this, right? In order to do just this, we can only do so a comma b, and we can just write print a plus b, and we can just what we can do is, so 2 comma 3, this will also give me the same result that is produced over here. Okay, so if we can achieve this same thing by using function, then this static method will not be mainly used. Okay, so this is not the popular method that will be frequently used, but you need to be well versed in this instance method and class method. And what do you mean by instance variable? Anything that starts with the self dot is known as instance variable. An instance method is a method where we can access these instance variable, and class method is nothing we nothing but class variable is nothing but, and this variable is being shared by the objects that are being created from the same object. Okay, and class method is nothing but in class method you can access the class variable. Okay, so this much is for today. So I hope you understood something about this instance variable, class variable, and the types of methods, the instance method, class method, and static method. Okay, I hope you understood the course material. So I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. If you have any confusion, please write that confusion in comment section. So have a nice day and cheers.